That's it. Hello over here. Hang on, where are we going? We're out of control. Hello, best seats in the house. We've arrived. Thank you very much. My mouse droid. Give him a round of applause. Shoo, go on. Go on. Off you go. Is he a good boy? There he goes. He's off. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Droids. A very special show. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I really am. Are you all having a good celebration? Yeah? I can't believe how fast it's gone, though. We're already here at the last of 4 days, but we've had some great times here on this stage. I'm sure you've had wonderful times out all amongst the convention exhibits, etc. I haven't really had much time to walk around. It's a little bit tricky for me. I've tried various disguises, but none of them seem to work. So, although the most effective one, who was here at Billie Dee Williams' show the other day? Who saw that? Yeah. I got myself one of those Lando disguise kits, and yeah, it worked like a treat. So yeah, although people get asking me for autographs as Billie Dee Williams, which was a bit weird. Okay, we got some best seats in the house over here. I'm gonna say hello to you good people. How's it going?
Very well, how are you?
What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Danny from Orlando.
Are you really? And
Yes.
how did you manage to get to sit up on stage here? What did you do?
You know, Mark Daniel's just a really nice guy.
He is a nice guy, isn't he? He's a very nice guy.
He picked me and Emily because we were C-3PO and R2-D2.
Fabulous. Now, are you cosplaying or is this your usual attire?
It's close to the usual. I've heard this called casual cosplay. Someone told me that this week.
Is it? And you accidental?
It's sort of, it's casual, it's cool,
Very
it's casual.
Good. I'm loving that, I'm loving that. Welcome to the stage. Hello, what's your name?
I'm Megan.
Megan, now you look like you're a fan of R2-D2 and Droids.
I am
Got the
a
skirt on
little
the
bit.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
And is this your little
That's
thing?
actually her tauntaun.
Oh, you keep
Hers.
it. Hold on. Good. And are you excited to be on stage here?
Very excited.
What are you most looking forward to about this show?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm just really overwhelmed right now.
You see, to be honest, I don't quite know what's going to happen. I know
Yeah.
I've got a guest, but that's all I know at this point. Okay. Hello, who are you and what's your name?
My name is Aisling. I'm from North Carolina.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Now, who amongst all of you thinks they know characters from Star Wars? Who knows characters? You're not sure? You're not so sure? You think you do? Do you know characters? Not sure? Who's the expert here? What about you here? We've got a, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah, you think you want to play a game?
Sure.
A Star Wars game?
Of course.
All right then, follow me over here. Let's do it. Come on. Take a seat on the couch.
Thank you.
Okay, so who are you and what's your name?
My name is Aiden.
And you're playing K2SO at the moment?
Correct.
Excellent. Is this your favorite droid?
Yes, actually.
It is, yes. And can you see very much from within there?
A little bit.
A little bit. Can you see the screen to your left?
Absolutely.
Okay, right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you 3 images. They are scenes from Star Wars, and the head of the character will be covered with the R2-D2 dome. You have to identify who the character is. Simple.
Sure.
Slightly more difficult probably through these eyes, but have a look over there and tell me who this first image is. Who's that?
Oh, that's really difficult.
Yeah.
No, it's BB-8.
It's BB-8. Let's have a look. Yes, it's BB-8. Well done. Okay, let's have the next image. Oh. Oh. Who's that one?
Looks a little familiar.
Really?
I think it's Wicket.
It's Wicket. Let's see. Yes, it is Wicket, the Ewok there. Okay, the third and final image. Who's that?
Well, that's the very dashing Poe Dameron.
Let's see if it is. Yes, there he is, the dashing Poe Dameron. Well done, congratulations. You have won a prize. And I don't currently know where that prize is, but it'd be nice to have it. Here it is. Look, my beautiful assistant has brought this on, and it's an R2-D2 hat. There it is for you. And a little BB-8, which is fun. Yeah. But they've made a round character into like a hexagonal bag, which is interesting. Is this a hacky sack that they call it a hacky sack? You do that, and you're supposed to catch it again, I think. You go, boom, oh, again. Sorry. Just indulge me one more time. I want to get it right. We're streaming live. Yes! Okay. Thanks very much for playing R2-D2. There we go. Right. What's up next? Okay. Let's get this show started, shall we? Everyone excited? Yes. Whoop-de-woo. Here we go. Now, when you think of Star Wars, and I know you often do, there are a few things that immediately come to mind. We've polled thousands, and we think we have the top 5 answers, the things you think of when you think of Star Wars. But I'll ask you as well, when you think of Star Wars, right, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Shout it out now. Is that good? Yes, that's right. The number 1 answer is Ewoks. Always Ewoks. Exactly what you said. So, good. So that's the number 1 thing. That's exactly what our poll responded. And after Ewoks, when you guys think of Star Wars, right, what comes to mind? Yeah, that's right. More Ewoks. Good. It's a good chart so far. Now, I tell you, if Disney and Lucasfilm are listening, there's your next movie right there. It's the standalone film called Revenge of the Ewoks. Okay. What else? Shout it out. What do you think of? Think of Star Wars. What's coming to mind? Yes, of course, lightsabers. Yeah, it was lightsabers. Wow, I've just thought that standalone film just got a lot better. Ewoks with lightsabers. It's going to be fantastic. Hang on a minute, that's just a stick. That's better. That's better. Oh, yeah. Although, you have to watch out for singeing. Yeah. Ewoks are highly flammable. Be careful. Oh. Hey, Wicked, are you just pleased to sit? No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Sorry. Okay. Great family entertainment. Good. Now, what else do we associate with Star Wars? Okay, shout something else out. We got more stuff. What? That's right, the Force. Of course, the Force is a very important part of Star Wars. The Force, we have it there. And finally, what else is in this top 5? One more thing missing. What else have we got? That's right, it's droids. Yes, Star Wars is full of them. They come in all shapes and sizes and attitudes. Some are good, some are bad. In Rogue One, a bad one became a good one because it was reprogrammed. And regardless, if you love Star Wars, you love droids. Am I right? Well, then you're in the right show. So please show me some droids.
There are a lot of explosions for 2 people blending in.
Freeze, right there.
You're right. I should just wait on the ship.
No more adventures. I'm not going that way. You know, that little droid is going to cause me a lot of trouble.
Oh, he excels at that.
Ow! Hey, what? This RT unit has a bad motivator, look!
What message?
Don't follow me. Town is that way.
Maybe we should leave target practice behind.
Navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
No i zaczyna się panel na temat droidów w Gwiezdnych Wojnach. Gośćmi mają być Alan Tudyk, czyli K2SO i z tego co zrozumiałem C3PO, czyli Anthony Daniels. Znaczy Anthony Daniels, czyli C3PO. Kamerkę oczywiście zaraz włączę. Jesteśmy live z Ameryki. No i obejrzymy sobie ten panel. Uzupełniłem już rozpiskę na dole pod live'em. Uzupełniłem już rozpiskę o, że tak powiem, godziny, które dzisiaj są. Wiem, to wyszedł taki ninja stream z tego, ale mam nadzieję, że się będziemy świetnie bawić, tak jak i poprzednio. Dobrze. To ja jeszcze tutaj oczywiście wkleję na Facebooka, że jesteśmy online, że działamy i że jest fajnie. Nie wiem dlaczego mi tutaj klikam na Star Wars, znaczy na Ossusa, a mi tutaj przeskakuje na... Mam nadzieję, że wszystko słyszycie. Dźwięk jest dobrze. Czyli wszystko jest ok. Zaraz spojrzę na czat spokojnie. Nie szalejmy tutaj za bardzo. I oczywiście jesteście na najlepszym streamie ze Star Wars Celebration, jaki tylko można złapać w polskim internecie. Ja postaram się trochę potłumaczyć, chociaż wiem, że moje tłumaczenie jest absolutnie żałosne, ale mam nadzieję, że się będziemy dobrze bawić. Teraz wspomnienie Kenny'ego Bakera, czyli człowieka, który siedział w środku R2-D2. Kenny Baker zmarł w 2016 roku, tak jest.
Now,
Przyjeżdżał na konwenty, podpisywał zdjęcia. Tak jest. Jest to człowiek, który grał R2-D2.
Kenny was not only a close and dear friend of mine since the age of 11, he was an inspiration to me.
Kenny Baker był inspiracją dla Wicketa. Znali się odkąd Warwick miał 11 lat. Błyskotliwa osoba. Opowiem wam historię, jeśli nie słyszeliście.
Fortunately, I was one of 6 Ewoks selected to go to Northern California to complete the filming for the
Ja byłem jednym z 6 Ewoków wybranych, żeby pojechać do Kalifornii. I Kenny był też Ewokiem, poza tym, że był R2-D2.
He was Wicket on all of the call sheets. And it came to the morning of the filming of the scene with Wicket and Princess Leia, where Wicket discovers Princess Leia after she's crashed the speeder bike. And poor old Kenny was taken down with food poisoning. And the producers obviously were in a
Była taka scena, kiedy Leia rozbiła się na speederbike'u w epizodzie 6. I Kenny Baker miał grać Wicketa, ale zatruł się. Miał rozwolnienie tego dnia. I dzięki temu ja zostałem Wicketem. A Kenny został innym Ewokiem wtedy.
Was such a gentleman, but at the same time had such humor and such life and such a big heart for a small man. And I was so sad when I heard the news.
I było mi bardzo przykro, kiedy w 2016 usłyszałem, kiedy musiałem pożegnać drogiego przyjaciela. Dla mnie to Kenny Baker zawsze będzie R2-D2. I teraz mamy film o tym, jak wewnątrz R2-D2 mieści się.
Because eventually you actually take a real person and stick them into that character. And that real person brings with him or her an enormous reality.
To jest ciekawe, ponieważ w tych wszystkich postaciach jest, za tymi wszystkimi postaciami jest prawdziwa osoba. I to jest cudowne patrzeć na to, jak te osoby wprowadzają życie w bohaterów.
So I was sort of sent down for sort of an audition, really, and walked in, and they were all in the offices, and all they did was say, "He'll do." Yeah, that he'll do because I was the right size, really.
Zostałem zatrudniony, bo byłem właściwego rozmiaru.
Reacting to the dialogue or being spoken to by somebody, but I have to sort of move and look left.
Miałem chodzić i się rozglądać. I żeby się przemieszczać, to trzeba było złapać odpowiedni rytm.
R2-D2, it is you, it is you.
I did other films as well. I did Time Bandits and Elephant Man and Hunchback of Notre Dame and Amadeus. Quite a few good films, actually. I was very lucky to be involved with some good films.
Tak, grałem roboty w kilku filmach i to jest niesamowite, że udało mi się grać roboty w filmach, które były dobre. No po co wam kamera? Ważny jest mój głos tylko tutaj. Tylko 105 osób? Strasznie słabo. Dla 105 nie nagrywam. Kenny Baker, urodzony w 1934 roku, zmarł w 2016 roku.
Kenny Baker there, someone whom I'll always look up to. Not literally, obviously. So part of the Star Wars kind of fandom is all about building droids as well. It's as much about celebrating them on screen as creating your own. And there's a huge kind of army of people around the world who love to build droids. And what I thought I'd like to do in this show is actually challenge some members of the audience to build their own droid during the course of this show. So I'm going to need 5 volunteers for this. Although, do remember, if you come and accept this challenge, you won't see the show. You'll be backstage building a droid, okay? So if you're prepared to miss the show but take part in this droid building challenge, then raise your hand now. Mark will come and select you and bring you up onto my stage. Let's get your hands up if you want to take part in this. If you think you're handy, if you're good with DIY, electronics, that sort of thing, you want to help build a droid, then make your way up here now. And while Mark's doing that, we've got some items here. This is what you're going to be using. And gather together a few odds and ends here.
Budowa droidów to jest to, co macie do dyspozycji. Ale może jakiś przyszłoby kilku uczestników. Czy ten panel ma trwać strasznie długo?
Some saran wrap. Don't know what that is, and some cables. So all this stuff's going to be useful. So we'll put that with it. How are we getting on, Mark? We got our people yet?
Kubeczek przywieziony z Niemiec.
Come on, make your way down
z
here.
Gamescomu.
That's it.
Gamescom.
Good. That's it. Come on then, quickly now.
One more.
There's a droid to build here.
Jest tu droid do wybudowania.
Does anyone here build their
100
own
widzów
droids
mało,
at the
suby
moment?
go zmieniły.
Yeah, quite a few builders in the house already. Fantastic. It's a great hobby, isn't it? I mean, it's kind
Chodzi o
of
fan.
it's a challenging one though, because you have to have skills in
Tylko chciałem, żeby goście przyszli, bo takie oglądanie konkursów, jakichś tam takiego wygłupiania się na scenie jest bardzo fajne na pewno dla ludzi, którzy tam siedzą na sali.
A few years ago, just before they started production on the new films, and she was so taken by the skills of the droid builders that she actually employs those guys now to make the droids that we see in The Force Awakens, Last Jedi.
Teraz on mówi o tym, że Kathleen Kennedy była tak urzeczona w 2013 w Essen umiejętnościami ludzi, którzy budują droidy jako fani, że tak naprawdę ich zatrudniła i oni teraz pracują w Lucasfilmie i budują droidy.
Make your way into the wings and get building, and we look forward to seeing the results at the end, and we'll check in with you every so often to see your progress. We've got a camera back there that we can keep an eye on you with. Okay, our droid builders, everyone, fabulous. Right, so what's next on the agenda for this show? So much to pack into this hour. So hang on a minute, what's that? Oh, hello.
O co chodzi? Co tam? Co jeszcze mamy w planach? Wiadomość masz dla mnie?
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. What do we have here? We've got a card here. Very good. Didn't you have another one of these for me?
Czy masz jeszcze jakąś?
No?
Wiadomość?
You're supposed to have another one of these for me. But,
może jeszcze jakąś.
But anyway, I'll let you scurry away. Go on, Shu. Thank you very much.
Dobra, to idź
very
stąd.
useful these are.
Bardzo przydatne.
I've got one with a vacuum attachment as well.
Mam taki z doczepionym odkurzaczem.
My first guest is Mr. Matthew Wood. Now, for those of you who don't know
Matthew Wood, pierwszy gość.
Works at Skywalker Sound.
Matthew pracuje w Skywalker Sound.
Genius. He's not only provided many of the sounds that we hear and was mentored by the great Ben Burt, but Matthew has also
uczył się u Bena Burta i on stworzył głosy do większości droidów, które słyszymy w The Force Awakens i w
We're not going to see some of his work right now. We're going to get him right on stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Mr. Matthew Wood.
Najpierw zobaczymy kilka jego prac.
There he is.
Nie.
Hey,
welcome, Matthew.
How you doing? Good to
Very
see you.
Very good indeed. Thank you. Take a seat there, sir. Welcome to the show, Matthew.
Thank you very much.
So how's your celebration experience been so far?
Jak tam doświadczenia z Celebration?
I've loved it, every minute of it. You know, I can't tell you how amazing it is to have a role that's normally behind the scenes and to be able to have some connection to the fans this direct. So I love coming to these shows and then taking this energy back to the Skywalker Ranch, to our crew. We're deep into making episode 8 right now.
Yeah.
And,
I teraz pracuję nad epizodem 8.
I
to jest tyle zabawy z tym, że to
it's been fantastic.
Well, we also admire what you do as well. You know, I think, especially fans at events like Celebration, they really appreciate every aspect of what brings Star Wars to the screen. And, you know, the sound is a very important part of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, George Lucas has always talked about sound. As I've said this quote a few times here, it's 50% of our experience in the theater. You know, you have all the amazing visuals that are created, and then sound is that sort of emotional underpinning that's got to have a subconscious link to the story and basically guide you through the filmmaking process. And sound has that ability, that unique ability to do it from a very emotional standpoint.
Absolutely. Now, tell us how you got started in sound. Is it something you were doing from an early age?
Yeah, you know, my father had gone, he had a lot of business in Japan, so he would always come back with some amazing electronics, and we had a computer really early on in life, and I really
On teraz opowiada o tym, jak zaczęła się jego przygoda z tworzeniem dźwięku. W sensie, że jego ojciec pracował w Japonii, więc styczność z komputerami. Trochę się bawiłem w aktorstwo w międzyczasie.
Which I got hired at Skywalker Sound for when I was like 17 years old. My blend of sound work and my love of acting kind of came together. George Lucas gave me a lot of
zostałem zatrudniony na Skywalker Ranch, kiedy miałem 17 lat. I to się jakoś połączenie technologii, przetwarzania dźwięku w komputerze i gry aktorskiej, czy gry na instrumentach, no to właśnie sprawiło, że się zajmuję tym, czym się zajmuję. Teraz pytanie na temat Bena Barta, czyli człowieka, który stworzył dźwięki do klasycznej trylogii też. Że to jest w ogóle niesamowity człowiek, bo on jest montażystą, jest aktorem. On stworzył dźwięk Miecza Świetlnego, stworzył dźwięk R2-D2. To jest naprawdę, dzięki niemu jakby robię to, co robię po części. Ale jest też świetnym szefem. Nigdy nie był złym szefem, pomimo tego, że spędzaliśmy razem bardzo, bardzo dużo czasu.
You know, I just think it's fun sitting with him. Actually, one of the characters that I've sort of taken the mantle over from him on is the battle droids, and how those came together. He was doing some early mocap tests with the battle droids for the Phantom Menace, and I remember he had done this. It was very early on, where the suits weren't as elaborate as they were now. Obviously, for you know, Rogue One and all that, it's far more advanced. But basically, back then, it was just a bunch of ping pong balls, literally, that he had on a little leotard. And he set one of the points of the ping pong ball up too high, and did all this mocap work for the battle droid. And it ended up that the battle droids ended up looking like they were walking around like this after they came out of the computer, and so their butts were up really high like that.
Teraz opowiada o przechwytywaniu, o mock-upach do Battle Droidów, że zrobili na początku tak, do epizodu pierwszego, że zrobili tak, że taki znacznik, piłeczka, która miała być z tyłu, została przyczepiona za wysoko, w związku z tym okazało się, że droidy chodzą jakby tak na palcach cały czas i jakby takie z takimi wypiętymi dupkami.
Was on Phantom Menace, actually, the pod race. That was just such a fun thing. George Lucas gave us a huge amount of latitude there.
So what are we hearing when we watch the pod race?
All kinds of things. I mean, I went out and recorded like a jet boat, helicopters, unmuffled
dźwięk
custom-made cars on this one racetrack,
o nagrywaniu dźwięków do wyścigu podów.
I had months to go and
że nagrywali masę dźwięków, helikopterów, dwusilnikowych maszyn z II wojny światowej, jakichś łódek motorowych, ponieważ George chciał, żeby każdy z podów miał swój dźwięk, żeby pod brzmiał inaczej, Anakina brzmiał inaczej. Że gdzieś tam, że Gwiezdne Wojny muszą być zrozumiałe oczywiście, ale gdzieś tam w tle musi być taka pewna obcość. Zobaczmy, jak tym budowniczom droidów idzie. No więc coś tutaj to nam zaczyna przypominać.
Yeah. Okay. I don't hold much hope that we're going to see anything good by the end of the show. But anyway, we'll check in with them a bit later on. Fantastic. Now, when did you start, instead of just mixing sound and creating them, actually giving them voices yourself?
Więc, a jak to jest poza miksowaniem i robieniem dźwięków? Jak to jest je udźwiękawiać samemu? Dźwięków do droidów. George pozwolił mi dać wiele, udźwiękowić wiele, czy podłożyć głos pod wiele jakichś tam postaci z drugiego planu.
George gave me a lot of opportunity there, and then he had me play like Bib Fortuna in the pod race. I got to do that. That's the only time my face is in the movie, but I don't actually speak. So all the other roles I've played have been speaking but no face. So there hasn't been one to synergistically get those together yet, but I'm waiting. So I'll have to hit Ryan Johnson up for that. But yeah, I just started experimenting with my voice on various characters in Phantom Menace, and then went forward from there.
Eksperymentowałem w przypadku The Phantom Menace nad wieloma głosami. No i jeden z nich, no to jest Grievous. Ma biologiczne komponenty, to chcieliśmy oddać w dźwięku przez ten jego kaszel.
Was going to audition, but it ended up that my name amongst 20 other actors got in, and George actually liked it, so I had to sort of Jedi mind trick George Lucas to get the role.
Wow. So you submitted your audition under a false name, and then he chose that one.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So you're obviously the best.
I guess.
There was no
for whatever he
favoritism.
wanted. Yeah, it was. I think I had the advantage of knowing what he wanted, and it was partially out of frustration because the producer was like, Matt, Industrial Light and Magic needs the final voice to animate this. You know, they had all the body
I tutaj jakby ciekawa rzecz jest taka, ponieważ Industrial Light and Magic pracuje w ten sposób, że oni najpierw potrzebują głosu, a dopiero potem animują postać. Więc jakby spoglądali na zegarek i czekali na finałowy głos do Grievousa.
He came in really utilizing me, so he had me do all kinds of droids and different things for his show. I did, you know, I was probably in 80 different episodes of acting on that one, and the heartfelt one that I really love are the battle droids. That's been really fun to play those guys.
They're a lot of fun. So you're all over Star Wars. Well, it's fantastic to have you do what you do. And I'm actually just looking here. I'm missing my last question. I did have a really good question, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, hang on. Hang on.
Here we come.
To save the day once again. Oh, hang on. He's got more than a question on here. What else have we got here? So we've got my last question. And
kolejna rzecz.
It's a cookie as well.
I ciasteczko.
Hang on a minute. Let's sort him out before he leaves. Okay. Off you go. Have that a little bit later on. Thank you very much. Oh.
To będzie na później.
They are no longer the best seats in the house.
Yes.
Czyli chodzi o to chyba, że ten mouse droid wysypał te pieniążki pod tymi ludźmi, co tam siedzą z boku na scenie. Więc to chyba o to chodzi.
You know, keep the change.
Well, are you all right? Are you all right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's embarrassing. Right, so this is the final question.
I'm ready, yes. Final question.
Which hopefully was worth waiting for.
How do I top that?
Why are droids so loved, in your opinion? Why do we all love these guys?
You know, droids, they have a lot of heart. You know, also for an actor, you get to really, you know, when your face isn't shown, there's a certain other quality that you really are, as I said, working out of sound, you're working out of your emotion. All the different droids that you see in Star Wars, I think, have that same heart. And it really gives the actor freedom to really just purely do it out of emotion. And, you know, when we're talking about emotion and heart, I'm sorry to say this, Warwick, but I think, you know, the fact that we don't have Anthony Daniels here is a little strange to me.
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry.
Jeśli chodzi o...
But the thing is,
I mean, C-3PO.
I know. I mean,
jeśli chodzi o danie serca i danie serca postaci, to przykro mi, to dziwne, że nie mamy tutaj Antoniego Danielsa.
There's no more to say.
C-3PO, do you think you could ever hear too much C-3PO?
Jak to myślicie, że może być kiedyś za dużo C-3PO? Myślę, że musimy tu zaprosić C-3PO. Anthony Daniels był... Anthony Daniels był przez godzinę na scenie razem z Warwickiem. Ale jest pewnie zajęty. Pewnie tam podpisuje autografy czy coś, ale zadzwonię do niego, i zobaczymy. Nie mam go na szybkim wybieraniu, więc muszę się przebić przez kontakty i go znaleźć. Golden, złoty chłopak jest.
Sorry.
That's all right. So anyway. Roger, Roger. Sorry, that was just like...
Warwick? Who's it? Warwick, is that you? It's very noisy. Can you speak? What are you doing?
Can you be?
What do you want?
Anthony, it's Warwick, and I'm sure you're probably busy and all that, but...
Yes. Where are you? There's a lot of noise. Where are you?
Well,
Jest dużo hałasu. Gdzie jesteś? Prowadzę teraz show. To jest show o droidach. I ciebie tu nie ma. A czemu mnie nie zaproszono? Bo byłeś przez godzinę wczoraj na scenie. Co za chamstwo. How rude. How rude.
So there's your answer, man.
I guess he's not into it. All right. Well, I tried.
Myślę, że nie przyjdzie, to jest twoja odpowiedź. Ja nie wiem, co mam więcej powiedzieć, bo byłem na ranczu Skywalkera, pracuję od 26 lat tylko, więc co ja tam mogę wiedzieć?
I'm not sure saran wrap is a usual ingredient in building a droid, but they've got the cable that I gave.
Is this Disney approved?
It's going pretty well. Well done, guys. Keep going. Keep going. Well, Matthew.
How rude.
I will say it's been a pleasure to have you here, and thanks for all you're doing. Good luck with The Last Jedi. We're all very much looking forward to that.
Wish us luck.
Oprócz wczorajszego teasera będzie jakiś normalny pierwszy trailer na tegorocznym Celebration. Nie, na tegorocznym Celebration to już się nie spodziewam. To myślę, że jeszcze trochę poczekamy na kolejny. Poza tym to nie był teaser. Znaczy ja wiem, że mówią na to teaser, ale to był trailer pełny, ponieważ trwał 2 minuty, no więc telefon mi dzwoni, co mam zrobić? Odbierz.
Hello, Warwick?
Yes.
Could I have a word with you?
Czy mogę z tobą porozmawiać, Warwick? Tak, jestem trochę zajęty, ale...
When do you want to have a word?
Kiedy chcesz ze mną porozmawiać?
When would be a good time for you?
Kiedy chcesz?
When would be a good time? Hello? Hello?
Can I have a word with you, Warwick?
Ooh. Bye. Anthony Daniels, everyone.
Anthony Daniels, panie i panowie.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
I guess my invitation just got lost in the post.
Myślę, że moje zaproszenie zginęło gdzieś na poczcie.
But there is one for you. There is an invitation for you. It's somewhere.
Jest dla ciebie jedno gdzieś, jest tam.
Anyway, I'm here.
Anthony, I'm delighted that you're here, actually, because you do play the most famous protocol. Hang on. Oh, he's back again. He's back again.
Oh, what?
No, przyjechał.
Yes. Self-healing droid. She's put her legs up. Very good. Oh, look.
What's this for?
It's for you.
Zaproszenie
yes,
dla
it's your
ciebie.
invitation to the show that you didn't
To jest
get.
twoje zaproszenie, to właśnie dostajesz.
At last.
Thanks very much.
Nareszcie.
Drive carefully. Mind your legs, everyone. Come. I think I need to get my lawyer on speed dial just in case, but there we go. Anthony, welcome to this show.
Thank you, Warwick.
You are, of course, the most famous protocol droid in
Jesteś
existence.
oczywiście najbardziej sławnym droidem protokolarnym.
Now, when you were first asked to play this role, I hear you weren't very interested, but something inspired you to do it. What was all that about?
Yes, I think the older fans will have heard me talk before about my kind of reluctance to be in a funny little low-budget sci-fi movie in a costume, because I think I was a very serious actor.
Were you a proper actor?
I was a proper actor.
Byłem przekonany, że jestem poważnym aktorem, natomiast tutaj kiedyś się okazało, że śmiali się ze mnie, że grałem w małym filmie science fiction. No i mój agent wysłał mnie na spotkanie z George'em. No i okazało się, że George Lucas lubi niskich ludzi. No to popatrz na siebie, Warwick. Mam tłumaczyć też śmiech, tak? Kto chce Alana Tudyka? No podobno ma być Alan Tudyk dzisiaj. Ma być, zobaczymy. C-3PO, a nie Palpatine? A co powiedziałem Palpatine? Przejęzyczyłem się. Przepraszam. I zobaczyłem rysunki Ralpha McQuarriego. I one mnie poruszyły, ponieważ on stał i jakby całym swoim jestestwem mówił, pomóż mi.
In contrast to Ralph McQuarrie's painting, it's nothing. I don't care for that face. I don't care if she's smiling or whatever. Give me 3PO every time.
Tell us about the first time you ever tried on the costume. What was it like?
It was awful.
It
was absolutely. It was frightening.
For what reason? Because it was so tight? Or...
Pierwsze ubieranie w kostium było przerażające.
Are these your very first steps in the costume?
Pierwsze kroki w kostiumie.
You hadn't quite created the walk there, had you, you see?
Jeszcze nie stworzyłeś wtedy tego sposobu poruszania się.
I'm amazed.
Look at that. Look how shiny you were back then.
Zobacz, jaki byłeś wtedy błyszczący.
That's really terrifying footage, because literally that was in a garage at Elstree Studios.
To był garaż w studiu Elstree i założyli to wszystko na mnie. Zakładali mi pojedyncze rzeczy, ale nigdy wszystko naraz.
So I could be in a studio maybe with mirrors and a camera, so I could really work out what I was doing.
Więc
it came down to that.
Obiecali...
And I said, well, now can we take the costume? And they said, no, it's got to be packaged up to go to Tunisia.
Obiecali mi, że będę mógł poćwiczyć chodzenie, że zaprowadzą mnie do sali, gdzie są lustra, że będę mógł popracować nad tą postacią w kostiumie. Ale tak naprawdę to było jedyny moment, kiedy ja miałem to na sobie, potem kostium został zapakowany i poleciał do Tunezji, tam żeśmy grali Tatooine.
But then I will admit, can I admit this? I was kind of making it up as I went along.
Co myślę o tym trailerze epizodu 8? Wiesz, staram się oglądać teraz mniej więcej ten panel, bo myślę, że w tej chwili analiza jakaś moja będzie tego, więc przepraszam, że nie odpowiadam na komentarze. No, jakby oglądamy teraz panel, tak? A nie... A nie odpowiadam, a nie robimy Q&A ze mną. No.
That kind of thing. It was terrifying. And gradually, over the days that followed, I did as much practicing as I could by myself and so on.